Hey guys, what's up? Day 2 of the NBA regular season. We got 10 games on today's schedule, and I got 3 picks for you guys. Before we get those picks, quick recap from yesterday. We hit our play with the Lakers, had the Lakers with the +1, our only play of the night. We hit that pretty comfortably. Wire-to-wire win for LA. I had a lean. I was leaning Boston with the -5.5. I didn't pull the trigger. That also came through for those of you that did take the Celtics. Talked about a possible player prop bet on Mikal Bridges, the under 14.5 points. The whole world was on that, guys. All over social media, everyone's talking about his broken shot, and it is broke, man. It is broke as hell. But even though the Knicks were getting blown out, Tom Thibodeau kept him in the game. He hit the 16 points. He hit 16 points. Pretty much screwed up everyone's player prop bet over there. Everyone had the under on Mikal Bridges. He scored 16. Glad we stayed away from that. Anyways, guys, that was yesterday. Like I said, today we got 10 games. I got 3 picks. I'm only going to talk about the picks. I'm probably going to be monitoring most of the games to see. Like I said, guys, I want at least 5 games, sample size of 5 games before I start getting a little more serious with my bets. But I have picked 3 games for today, so let's not waste any time and get into today's action. Let's go. All right, our first pick of the night is going to come in the game between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Sixers. The Bucks are currently 3.5-point road favorites. The over-under is at 224 points. Milwaukee, guys, not really a big fan of their off-season. Not much going on. They did pick up a couple of players, Gary Trent Jr. and Taurean Prince. We know both those players like to shoot a lot of threes. Milwaukee is very perimeter-oriented. They like to jack up a lot of threes, but the only problem with Milwaukee, guys, is they're getting older. They're getting older, and I don't think that they have the personnel to keep up with the rest of the big teams in the Eastern Conference. Boston, the defending champs, brought everyone back. New York made some big moves. Philly made some big moves. And Milwaukee, I don't know. They're just getting older. And I think some of the younger teams coming up, like the Orlando Magic, and I think Milwaukee, guys, instead of being a contender, they're probably going to be maybe in the 5 to 8 spots in the Eastern Conference. My prediction so far, just from the personnel that I see on the team, plus Doc Rivers, guys, I'm not really a big fan of his. Tonight, guys, Chris Middleton is not going to be out. He's not going to play. He's going to be out. Very injury prone, guys. We know Chris Middleton last few years has not played too many games. He's not going to play. Everyone else should be available. Philly, like I just talked about, made a lot of moves in the offseason. Big moves. The biggest one, of course, Paul George coming over from the LA Clippers, making a big 3, a very strong big 3 in my opinion. Joel Embiid, Paul George, and Tyrese Maxey. To be honest, guys, it's going to be between them and Boston. I think if Philly stays healthy, it's going to be between the Sixers and the Celtics. Like I talked about in yesterday's video, I'm not really a fan of what the New York Knicks did. So I think it's just pretty much going to be Philly and Boston when it all comes down to it. Like I said, they also made some other pretty good moves, good pickups. Eric Gordon, Reggie Jackson, Caleb Martin, good perimeter shooting. They did lose Tobias Harris, but Tobias Harris, guys, in the latter part of last season, he wasn't playing too well in the playoffs. He pretty much pulled the disappearing act. So overall, guys, I think the Sixers did get a lot better. Of course, tonight they're 3.5-point dogs because Joel Embiid and Paul George are not going to be in the lineup. But guys, I don't really mind, to be honest. I still like Philly's roster. I think they got a lot of shooting. I'm not really a big fan, like I said, of the Bucks. They're getting older, and this is going to be a shootout. I think tonight is going to be a shootout. I think Philly has got more guns than Milwaukee. I'm going to take him here, guys, with the +3.5. I know it looks a little scary with Embiid and Paul George out, but I'm going to take a shot here with Philly and the +3.5, my first pick of the night. All right, second pick of the night is going to come in the game between the Pacers and the Pistons. Indiana, 4.5-point road favorites at the moment, 235 the over-under. Indiana, guys, very quiet offseason. Looks like they liked their team from last year, and why not? They made it all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals. I didn't see any movement, guys. No pickups, no players lost. The exact same team from last year. I think we pretty much know what to expect from Indiana. The Detroit Pistons, on the other hand, were in the bottom of the Eastern Conference, had to make some moves. They fired their coach, Monty Williams, brought in J.B. Bickerstaff from Cleveland. They also signed some veterans. Tobias Harris came over from Philly, Tim Hardaway Jr. from Dallas, and they also picked up Malik Beasley from the Bucks. So Detroit brought in some veterans, meshing with the young guys. They're going to try to turn things around. They should be improved, guys, with these pickups that they got, but I don't expect anything too crazy out of the Detroit Pistons. I don't expect them to make the playoffs, but they should be a little better this year than they were last year. Now, guys, the head-to-head between these two teams last year was 4-0. Indiana dominated this series. They won all 4 matchups. So I'm going to go with the trend here, guys. I'm going to take the Pacers with the -4.5 in this game for my second pick of the night. All right, third and final play of the night is going to come in the game between the Nets and the Hawks. Hawks currently 6.5-point home favorites. 222.5 is the over/under. Brooklyn, guys, in the offseason traded away Mikal Bridges. They picked up Bojan Bogdanovic. That was pretty much the only move for Brooklyn. The team is obviously in rebuilding mode. Ben Simmons is going to make another comeback. I'm getting tired of watching all these videos, how he's pumping weights, and he's going to make a huge comeback. Most likely, guys, he's going to get injured once again. But I was looking at the contracts, guys. He's still getting paid $40 million a year from his last contract in Philly. So he's cashing it. Not playing at all, but he's cashing, that's for sure. Ben Simmons should be available to play tonight. Bojan Bogdanovic is not going to play. Atlanta, guys, shook things up on their roster. They traded away DeJounte Murray in the offseason, picked up Dyson Daniels and Larry Nance Jr. from New Orleans. You could tell, guys, that the whole Trae Young, DeJounte Murray thing, that the team was going to part with one of the players. They decided to keep Trae Young. So they did get a couple of pieces for DeJounte Murray. Some pretty good players. Dyson Daniels is expected to start. Larry Nance Jr. will probably be coming in off the bench. They also got the first pick in last year's draft, Risashay Zachary. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name correctly. Don't know much about this guy. He'll be coming in off the bench. Your guess is as good as mine. We're going to have to wait and see what he can produce on the court. The Hawks did make some pretty significant changes. But overall, guys, I am expecting a lot more of the same from last year. A lot of up-tempo run-and-gun basketball for Atlanta. Even though, guys, until the new players get acclimated, things could be a little rocky to start the season off. If the Atlanta Hawks make the playoffs, guys, I expect them to be maybe a 7th, 8th seed, or maybe play-in tournament. I think that's where their level is going to be at the end of the year. Now for this ball game, guys, it is a junk game, to be honest. The only thing that I'm looking at here is I'm going to look for a total play. I'm going to go under the 222.5 points. Brooklyn, I just don't think they'll be able to put the ball in the basket at a high enough clip to keep up with Atlanta. And like I said, Atlanta, guys, might take a little bit of time until they get all the new players playing well, the chemistry on the team and all that. So I think this could be a low-scoring game. I think the number is a bit off, though. Last year, we probably would have seen something north of 230. So the books are also expecting a low-scoring game here. I'm going to take the under here, guys. The under 222.5 points, my pick in this game. Quick recap, guys. 3 picks I'm going to be going with. Indiana -4.5, Philly +3.5, and the Hawks under 222.5, my 3 picks. For tonight, I'm going to be going extremely light, guys, until I get the sample size that I'm looking for, a minimum of 5 games. The season just got underway. No need to be in a hurry and start pounding bets left and right. Be disciplined, guys, and as you can see at the bottom of the ticker, bet responsibly, guys, and always follow your gut. Follow your gut. These picks are my picks. I'm going to be putting money on these games. Doesn't mean you need to follow me blindly. If you feel like you like the other side or other games, the best advice I can give you is follow your gut, but always bet responsibly. And that's pretty much going to be it for me today, guys. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new. I would really appreciate that as well. And more again tomorrow, guys. 4 games on tomorrow's schedule. I think I got a pretty good pick for tomorrow. We'll talk about that more, though, in tomorrow's video. Good luck on your plays, guys, and I'll see you later.